Hey, folks, main event Mike here, talking about the Cam Sutton situation. What a mind-blowing situation. Detroit Lions cornerback Cam Sutton, in case you've been living under a rock and you don't know, on the morning of March the 7th, Cam Sutton fled the scene of an alleged domestic violence dispute. He has not been seen since. Here's what we know. On March the 6th, court records show that Cam Sutton and his girlfriend, Courtney Alexander, had a Zoom call paternity meeting in court on a Zoom call regarding paternity. We don't know the scope of that. We don't know what it entailed, but we do know that it was a paternity hearing on a Zoom call with him and his girlfriend. And the incident happened the next day at 4:53 a.m. So basically the same night. The same night as the paternity hearing, there's a war at Cam Sutton's house between him and his girlfriend. And police respond at 4:53 a.m. And this is coming from the Tampa Bay Times. Officers on the scene report a woman who has obviously been battered, unquote. Obviously been battered. There are some rumors out there, an unsubstantiated report that I could not substantiate, that she was thrown from a third-story window or a third-story balcony. I have not been able to find anything definitive, a source that I can quote to pass that information on as fact. But what is a fact is that no one has seen Cam Sutton since the morning of March the 7th. On March the 20th, the Detroit Lions put out a statement on about 3:30 in the afternoon. The Detroit Lions put out a statement that said, "This is the first we've heard of this. We do not have further comment at this time." The very next morning, the Detroit Lions released Cam Sutton. He is no longer a Detroit Lion. These are the things that are out there. This is what everyone knows. So the rest is just speculation from here. It was a paternity hearing. That's much we know. I mean, we can let our imaginations go crazy, but until we know the details, there's nothing to report here. We don't know what happened, whether there was some paternity test that said, oh, you are the father, you aren't the father. Oh, she cheated on me. Oh, she assaulted me first. Cam, we don't know your side of the story because you're running. Turn yourself in. Let's get resolution here. Actually, under Florida law, had Cam not fled the scene, he may have been arrested, and then he would have been allowed to be bonded out. And then you go have your day in court and you see, let the chips fall where they may. You would probably still be a Detroit Lion had you done that. But you didn't. You ran. It makes you look guilty. This incident happened in Lutz, Florida. He also has, which is in Hillsborough County. The warrant was issued by the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department. And to date, as of the time of me taping this video at 1:30 on the 22nd of March, no one has seen Cam Sutton. There's starting to be all kinds of speculation out there. Maybe he's dead. Maybe her family found out and caught up with him before the cops did. Jeremy Ballreich posted that question to me this morning. I couldn't answer. What would I do if that was my daughter? I don't know. But we can't rush to judgment. He's a human being. He had a bad year in Detroit, but certainly not worth some of the comments that I've seen about this man. If it were you in those shoes, I ask you, please reserve judgment until you at least know what's going on. One thing that we do know is that the Lions are now down their number one corner. The signing of Carlton Davis and Amik Robertson shores up the secondary a bit. Emmanuel Mosley coming back. We don't know what he's going to be like. Certainly the Lions will have to take some secondary help in the draft at some point, and they may have another free agent move on the horizon to mitigate the loss of Cam Sutton. But it's a crazy, crazy situation. Field Yates posted that the Lions released Cam Sutton and designated him as a post-June 1 cut. That means the Lions, after June 1st, would be able to recoup $1.5 million. Other reports out there that the Lions voided his guaranteed money before they cut him. And due to morality clauses and things like that, and the language, the verbiage that could be in the contract, which we don't know the details yet, anybody who tells you they do, they're lying. They're just taking some word from some guy who tweeted it or some guy that put a post on Facebook. There are no facts out yet on all of the details. And that's what I'm here today to tell you. Watch out with what you read, disseminate the information, because all of the facts are not present in this case. If it's true that the Lions were able to void his guaranteed money and avoid the cap hit of $6.5 million, $8 million, total cap hit over 2 years of $19 million. If they are somehow able to void that, the league is able to give them that money back to use. That would be great. But I do applaud Brad Holmes, Sheila Ford Hamp for cutting bait with this guy the next day. They released a statement at 3:30 in the afternoon that this is the first they've heard of it. And by 11 a.m. the next day, Cam Sutton was no longer a Detroit Lion. Cam, you brought this on yourself, that part of it. Kudos to the Lions organization to cut ties with this guy right away. If it's true what he did, what it's alleged that he did, this is certainly something the Lions don't want to associate themselves with. So stay tuned. More coming up on this issue, I'm sure, one way or the other. We send our best wishes out to the victim, Courtney Alexander. Hope you're able to recover for this. And Cam, if you're out there, turn yourself in. I'm Main Event Mike. God bless each and every one of you.